So just in case you need that graphically, take a look at Collison and Mason. Desmond Mason was not available, had lost time to an elbow injury and was not in the Cleveland game in November. Mason will draw a pretty good matchup right off the bat, defending LeBron James. Delonte West, after slumping from the floor for a while, has come back with consecutive season highs for Scott Brooks and the Oklahoma City side. Well, is this the combination? It was the complete game that he wanted for sure. Chris Bosh was a double-double guy with 8 offensive rebounds, but for Toronto the other night he shot but 6 of 18. Those are the sort of defensive numbers a guy like Mike Brown can really appreciate. Brown has got a team that is in the top 10 in the NBA in scoring and scoring defense. This team is closing a 4-game road trip that started with a loss at Atlanta, but has continued with victories at Minnesota and Denver. On the sideline tonight, taking his usual spot on the baseline, Brent Weber.
Zydrunas Ilgauskas, the big 7-foot-plus guy in the middle for the Cavaliers, recently set their franchise record for career rebounds. That same night, LeBron James broke the franchise steal record. That was December 9th. They shared the podium, and afterwards, James credited the big Lithuanian with his success in Cleveland, saying they wouldn't and he wouldn't be where he is without Ilgauskas. The Thunder tonight will try to drag him up and down the court, guys, as a troublesome left ankle kept him out of the lineup for 3 games, and he just came back and admitted he's not 100% as far as his conditioning goes. We'll see how that factors out.
You know, the funny thing about that, Brent, is that he misses those 2 games. He comes back and he scores 23 on Denver. And if he gets into a little bit of trouble, as King James does his usual pregame blow the rosin into the air, we note that his backups average 30 points a game. And because, Grant, they have been blowing teams off the floor, LeBron has had a chance to rest a little bit more and give those reserves some work, which, as you get deeper into the season, then into the playoffs where you expect to make a deep run, that's all good stuff.
Well, absolutely. And first of all, it gives LeBron James some much-needed rest. Remember, he's coming off that summer with the Olympic team, so he's going to need that rest going into the playoffs come April. Secondly, it gives this team, this Cavalier team, so much confidence when it comes playoff time that they'll be able to knock down perimeter shots and they won't be afraid to take the initiative in the offense.
Saw Kevin Durant saying hello to a number of former teammates, and remember, he played for the USA Select team, so he worked against LeBron before the Olympic team went to Beijing. Here is the most important acquisition this team has made. Mo Williams, formerly of the Milwaukee Bucks, as tough as they come in the estimation of the head coach Mike Brown, and he has been a great driver for this offense. And look at Ben Wallace, who doesn't score a lot, stepping out and scoring from 15 feet to get onto the board for the Cavaliers.
Well, right away, Ben Wallace trying to keep the Thunder defense honest by taking that 17-foot jump shot. That's not something that he's normally accustomed to. You let him take that shot. You live with Ben Wallace trying to make shots from there.
Off the pick and pop, Green is long. James going to back Durant all the way to the rim and score it left-handed. LeBron James is second in the NBA, averaging 27.5 points a game. 14 points, 3 blocks in only 17 minutes against the Thunder on the 26th of November. Durant runs into the double team, ridden out of bounds, 9 to shoot as James comes to blow up the play, fronting Durant, and Desmond Mason will inbound it. Set plays have worked nicely, but James has obviously been doing a little bit of video review on Oklahoma City because he knew right where that ball was going.
Well, and you know what? His defensive intensity has really picked up. You can tell that he's really put a premium on trying to play the entire basketball game, and specific, his defense has really stepped up this year.
Green rising and scoring over Delonte West. Jeff Green had 13 points. He really gave up his body in the Toronto game to shut down Chris Bosh.
Jeff Green, one of those players that just brings it every night. He plays the entire game. He's so complete.
Delonte West out of St. Joseph's University, leaning back and scoring. West in his 3rd NBA season had shot 11 of 35 in the 2 games prior to Denver and Minnesota, then 21 and 22 the last 2 nights. Westbrook challenged by Wallace. West is there to clean it up, triggering James. Yeah, he'll go 1 on 3. Sometimes it doesn't work out, though.
And see, that's what you have to be aware of. The Cavaliers really try to get off into a good start, and they get out and run the floor. In particular, LeBron James, he'll be the guy that finishes on the end of the break.
Westbrook posting up West and getting blocked. Gets it back, but again, the shot clock deep as Green triggers. Ilgauskas with the rebound.
Cavaliers are a much improved defensive team this year.
They lead the NBA, allowing the other guy 89 points a game. Ilgauskas will step out, the lanky Lithuanian, in his 11th NBA season, and they're off to a start much like they enjoyed at Cleveland last month, 4 of 5. The Thunder started 0 for 7 in that game. They're 1 out of 6 here.
Well, the Cavaliers try to get off to this good start again. It gives LeBron James a chance to get rest early in the first quarter and beginning in the fourth quarter also if they have a good lead.
Something that Cleveland has done here, although Green elevates and scores, they're taking advantage of that mismatch, Green over West, but the Cavaliers have forced the Thunder to slow down their offensive tempo.
Well, Jeff Green will have to continue to be selfish. If Delonte West will end up being matched up on him, he's going to have to take the offense to Delonte West.
Nick Collison coming off yet another outstanding game with help from Westbrook. They can't stop Ilgauskas on the fadeaway.
Well, that was tough. You don't see that on the regular from Ilgauskas. You know he can make the standstill from that area, but the turnaround fading away from a big 7-footer, that doesn't happen every day.
Westbrook into the lane. Count the basket, +1.
That's the nice bounce. Westbrook just sought a driving lane there and exploded right to it. Got the contact, put it up on the rim soft.
Westbrook 7 of 12 from the floor, 19 points and 8 assists against the Raptors. Also got to the free throw line and was 5 of 7 there. You know, he really had, in that disaster at Cleveland, he had one of only 2 notable performances. It completes the 3-point play here. Wilcox had the other, but Westbrook, and I think the one thing about the way the Thunder played that night, Brooks goes to his bench, and at least the reserves brought the energy and never really gave up on the thing. Williams being driven into the paint, driving Westbrook into the paint, then feeding Wallace. That's a tough shot there, too, and Ben Wallace is 2 out of 2.
There's LeBron playing in the passing lane.
Collison tries to slow him down. It does, at least in terms of impeding his pace to the rack, but it still goes in, and James will go to the free throw line as well.
Well, this is just sheer strength on the part of LeBron. He got the contact there from Collison, but still continues to go up. And to speak to that, he was in the weight room before the game, lifting like it was an off day. They said he was lifting very heavy in the weight room, so that it's no surprise that he's able to make that basket after the contact.
James missing the opportunity to make it a 3-point play. Time taken. Scott Brooks needs to talk things over. One thing you see now, Cleveland has got a couple points off turnovers. They scored 20 a game off turns. Can't do that tonight, home team. In the forward center, where the Thunder, again, let's go back to the concept as they will bring the ball out of bounds and get another crack at the basket. Let's talk about the way that Cleveland has extended the defense and really slowed them down, kind of blown up Oklahoma City's offensive rhythm. How do you fix that?
Well, you've got to push the basketball. You don't let the Cavaliers stagnate you, and the way you do that is push the ball. You've got to force Cavaliers to miss so you can get out in the fast break opportunities if you're the Thunder.
James gets a hand on that ball. Durant gets it back, takes it all the way down. Ilgauskas bats the rebound to himself off the glass. That is smart basketball.
Well, early on, the Thunder they're just not as crisp as we've seen them. They need to really get themselves their footing under them right now. They're kind of slippery, if you will.
Williams to West. Ilgauskas posting up Collison into the paint. James. Well, shot clock ran out. Great extended defense. And you know, the guy that really blew that up was Russell Westbrook.
Well, the rotation was great by Westbrook and forced a long pass that went out of bounds. Again, the shot clock running down as well. So good rotation on the part of the Thunder.
Mason working hard on Delonte West. Gets a little bit of room. Checks his options. Right across to Jeff Green. 20 feet. Count it, Green. 3 out of 5 from the floor, 6 points, and he's got a couple of rebounds. Green kind of disappeared. That game in Cleveland was only his second start at the 4. Clearly he has made great strides, and tonight he's feeling it offensively.
Well, you know what? Jeff Green will definitely have to take advantage. I'm sorry, Desmond Mason will have to take advantage of the fact that Delonte West is guarding him in the post, and Mason can take advantage of that.
Shot clock going to run out again. Out of bounds to the Thunder. Let's look at Russell Westbrook on the last possession.
Well, here he comes right now, 1 or 2 dribbles, and he gets Ilgauskas to come back and pick the dribble up and force the bad pass. Shot clock winding down. Great rotations.
Off the basketball. Delonte West is called for the foul. You got to go with that matchup, don't you?
Oh, you can't get a better position than if you call a timeout and draw a play up than Desmond Mason getting the ball in the low post. Now you force the Cavaliers to double team. Somebody's going to have a wide open shot, or Desmond Mason goes one-on-one. Here comes the double team. Somebody should have a shot.
Threading the needle, rotating the ball through Green to Westbrook for 3.
Good rotation, great recognition by Mason to wait for the double team, give it up, and move the ball around the perimeter fast.
I like that because Westbrook is a 25% three-point shooter and just hasn't taken very many threes lately. You see Williams, they've been a little scrambly with the ball, and you can see Williams now just shake his head in disgust.
Well, they're sending the double team right away at LeBron and trying to force other Cavaliers to beat them.
West can. 22 points the other night. James, sure, why not cover him like a blanket? 3 consecutive games at 30 points or more. 33, 10 rebounds, 8 assists at Denver the other night. There it is. And that extra pass, that's the way that they're defeating the defense. This time a seam opens up for Durant to race to the rim and pack it.
Oh, it was a nice hesitation dribble, kind of stutter step, and got the defense off balance and continued to the basket with authority.
Williams long, Westbrook with the rebound.
Kevin's got a mismatch with Delonte West. Double team should be coming.
Thunder has scored on the last 3 possessions, and it's probably going to be 4 as Ilgauskas slaps Durant on the wrist as Durant elevates to shoot from a half-dozen feet. Now all of a sudden that crisp tempo has returned, and what they're doing is it's that extra pass that seems to be just pulling the Cavaliers apart.
And absolutely, it's the recognition of the mismatches. They're finding them now. They're looking for them and exploiting them because they know if the defense has to double team, they're going to be open shots on the weak side.
Told a couple of people this week that if anybody was going to go to sleep on the Cavaliers' wire-to-wire victory a month ago, probably would be a mistake because Oklahoma City has been saved for that game and maybe one other. They've been competitive every night, and they are a much better team than the Cavaliers saw in November. Collison switching for just a moment out to James. Again, the shot clock down inside, 5 seconds. Steal. Durant gets tangled up with Williams. Collison going to race back. Williams looking behind his back for James.
He seems to be everywhere that there's a fast break happening, LeBron James. And Mo Williams actually had a decent layup opportunity for himself. But he knows that if he can get LeBron James going, it really fuels their ball club.
Tell you what, though, they have forced the Cavaliers into panic zone. Shot clock lower than 3 the last 3 times down the floor.
And they've made up some ground here on the offensive end. It's a 2-point game now.
There's that extra pass. This time Westbrook finding Collison backside.
Nice. Ilgauskas came across the double team on the drive, left Nick Collison, who always makes himself available for that pass.
Mike Brown's going to go to his bench here. Serbiak Pavlovic about to check in for Cleveland. Joe Smith for Oklahoma City. James from somewhere in Bricktown, I think.
Well, that's something that he's developed. He's gotten so much better at the long distance shot. Lots of time in the gym practicing the long ball. Jeff Green, the long ball of his own. All alone to because the double team came in the low post. And again, it's such a good recognition on the part of the Thunder guys when it's a double team happening. Move the ball out of the trap, get it around the perimeter to the open guy.
Thunder 2 out of 3 from beyond the arc. Green sitting with 9 points here in the quarter with 3.5 minutes to play. Green measuring. Now you're going to find a way to figure out a get rid of a tenacious defender like Mason. That's one way to do it. Well, consecutive threes.
I think he's giving him a little bit too much room. Mason has the foot quickness to crowd LeBron James.
West flops. They find Green. He measures on Williams. Rimming out. Rebound Ben Wallace. 4-time NBA Defensive Player of the Year.
Always take the first jump shot. Jeff Green had a nice jump shot off the pass, out of the rotation. You got to take that first one. No hesitation.
Here they run.
That's a dunk.
You are correct, sir.
Hey, when you run the floor, Russell Westbrook will find you, KD, at 6'10". He knows how to finish at the basket.
5 assists on 9 made baskets for the Thunder. 5 on 11 for Cleveland. They're on the feet. An appreciative Christmas week crowd at the Ford Center.
Low post. Basketball to me is a game of advantages. You have to find out where you have your advantage at, and they found that in the low post with Desmond Mason and Delonte West. Now you force the other team to do something. It's like a chess game. Thunder, they've made their move. Now it's back up to Mike Brown and the Cavs to now make another move.
All right, let's take a look at what you're talking about here. Again, out of the timeout, the offensive tempo, and just the way they go about their business changing.
Well, it's the recognition of the double team, allowing the ball to move around the perimeter, sharing the basketball. It's opened up a tempo for the Thunder that they can get up and down, get open shots. They've gotten into a rhythm now. They understand that they go into the low post, the ball's going to come out of there. Somebody's going to have an open shot on the weak side.
And you can see the results. Mason with a couple of assists here in 9 minutes of play. Westbrook with 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Durant with 6 points. And Jeff Green leading all scorers with 9. Gone to the bench has Scott Brooks. Earl Watson will play the point, relieving Westbrook. Joe Smith is now on the floor giving Collison a blow. Durant, Green, and Mason remain on the floor for Oklahoma City. Pavlovich has entered the game along with Zerbiak and Anderson Varejao, the Brazilian for Cleveland. James and West, the 2 starters remain for Mike Brown.
And the Cavs have made an adjustment because they moved Delonte West back to the point guard where he'll have to guard Earl Watson as opposed to guarding Desmond Mason. So kudos to Scott Brooks, who's forced Mike Brown and the Cavs to make the first adjustment in their game.
Green starts out hitting 5 shots. He is 5 of 8 at the moment. The other thing, you'll see West play the one when Williams goes to sit down. Mason driving outside Green. Smith pushed by Delonte West.
Joe Smith knows these guys just as good as anybody after playing with them just a year ago.
Thunder has hit 6 of the 8 field goals. The attempt since its only turnover of the night. And look at Mason spinning and scoring over Zerbiak.
Well, it looks like it doesn't make a difference whether it's Delonte West or Wally Zerbiak guarding Desmond Mason. He's content, or he's bent on going to the basket.
Thunder on the high side. Pavlovich triggering 3. They are here in the first quarter, 3 out of 4 beyond the arc. We've talked about that. Defensive rotations, getting to the 3-point shooter. Thunder's been a little bit better about that. Sometimes, though, you can't cover everything. Look at Mason just wearing down Zerbiak. Going to go long this time. Varejao rebounds it.
Well, I still think you have to go back to Mason. Yes, he missed 1 shot, but that's okay. You've got to go back. There's a mismatch there.
You know, a lot of people came to see this guy, LeBron James, and he got a nice ovation when the Cavaliers starters were introduced. But is there any doubt, as Mason is called for the foul, what the sympathies of this crowd are all about in this game?
Well, absolutely not. They are Thunder fans here, Thunder supporters. Maybe at the beginning we give LeBron his little ovation, but after that, hey, it's about business.
Pavlovic, shot fake, steps into the corner. That's more his spot. Green with the rebound off that miss.
Got numbers here. Time to go into the secondary break.
Grant pulling up. Cavaliers have missed on 3 of their last 4 possessions. As we play into the final minute, they have shot 71%, 12 of 17. The Thunder 10 out of 20. They have had more chances. James going to spin. Boy, a little English on that pass out to Gibson. Then get Gibson back to the game after time lost to injury. Sprained toe that was expected to cost him 2 weeks. It cost him 9 days. Smith, short. Green's rebound. Just out hustling Verisho.
New clock. They could use all of it.
Yeah, there's not even a second's difference between game and shot clock.
Kevin's going to hold here for the final shot. They won't double team. The Cavs won't double team, so Kevin's going to have to do this on his own.
Look, Smith setting the pick, giving a little bit of room. Smith gets the rebound. A good sequence. You don't get it in the basket, but that's heady basketball. They use the pick to create space. Offensive rebound gives you another chance. This will not, ladies and gentlemen, be a 42-point runaway tonight. The Cavaliers by a deuce. The Thunder, though, doing an awful lot right in front of the home crowd. A sellout again at the Ford Center.
By a net difference of 5.5 points a game in the first this year. That's #1 in the NBA, and the Thunder were very close to taking the lead at the end of one.
Well, they actually did get up a stick man briefly, but Brent, that's a great point. You consider the fact that the Cavaliers have had leads of 20 plus on 12 of their last 14 opponents. The Thunder's doing something really, really right here tonight.
Well, one of the keys tonight, the beginning of the game, withstand the first quarter run. This is where they make their mark, the Cavaliers. Great job by the Thunder.
How about this pass? Watson to Smith, a little bit long. Joe Smith. It's kind of that rhythm is not quite there for him. Here in his first couple of minutes of play. Gibson checked by Watson. Westbrook picking up Pavlovic. Goskis left alone. Durant rebound. Cleveland does not have a single offensive rebound. One of the best rebounding teams in the NBA doesn't have a single offensive rebound. Blocking foul is called underneath. Monty McCutcheon looked like he was going to call an offensive foul, but Alandis Poole was right on top of the play. Verisho, the defender.
Well, at first glance, at game speed, it did look like it might be a charge, but when you at a different angle, as the other official saw it, Verisho was moving his feet, not able to give him the call.
Durant getting to the free throw line more, taking a couple more foul shots per game than he did as a rookie. Here's 84% coming into the game. Durant, 6 consecutive games at 20 points or more. That is the best of his career. It's interesting. He was 8 of 23 the other night against Toronto, but he hit a couple of threes. He was 6 of 8 from the line, 8 rebounds, 3 steals, a block. What's wrong with that?
That's a real complete game for Kevin Durant. I'm very surprised that he's only had 6 20-point games in a row like you just mentioned.
You know, Green is in double digits 5 straight for only the 2nd time, and the other one of those streaks was earlier this year. How about this? Great ball awareness. Durant, the trailer on the play for 3.
How about the ball movement, though? That ball went inside into the painted area with Watson, came back outside, then out top for the 3-point attempt by Durant.
Chris Wilcox into the basketball game. We talked about Westbrook having one of the couple of notable performances at Cleveland. Wilcox, 5 of 7 from the floor, a team high 14 points.
And it'll be important for Wilcox to get off to a good start here. He's got Verisho on him, who's a very active defender, but I think Wilcox has the advantage on his foot quickness. He can get to the basket.
Smith checking Ilgauskas. Watson comes to trap. Turnover. Westbrook on his giddy up. Lost on the reins.
Lost control of that dribble for just a second, but was able to regain it for the nice, easy finger roll.
About 7 points off of 4 Cleveland turnovers for the Thunder.
Well, without LeBron James in the ballgame for the Cavs, they're set up to be more of a half-court team. So the Thunder, if they can stay active, will be able to get a lot of deflection.
Wilkins just misses the steal, and Gibson buries the 3. Cleveland's 4th of the night. Up top, Wilcox finds the open man. That'd be Watson. Steps inside, a little bit long. Smith tipping. Wilcox recovering.
Good inside-out basketball. Great hustle by Wilcox.
5 offensive rebounds for Oklahoma City here in the first 15 minutes of the game. All right. Smith looked like slinging Sammy Baugh there. Watson, my goodness. We don't need snow here, Earl. You don't need to seed the clouds, dude. We're okay.
Ask if rain is wet. Just touch that ball because it went kind of hot.
Serbiak curling off of Ilgauskas' screen. He won't miss. Many like that.
Well, that's what they'll do without LeBron James in the ballgame. They'll become very methodical in the half court.
Ilgauskas stripping Wilcox. You can just kind of see, you can see those eyes growing wide as Wilcox received the pass, and he started to cock it, and then here comes Ilgauskas to tip it away. Pavlovic sits Mo Williams back in the ballgame for the Cavaliers. Wilkins along the baseline, so sweet. Damian, for whatever reason, has not shot the ball well. He's getting decent looks, but sometimes he'll go through stretches like that. Nice to see him make that one off the set play.
And you're absolutely right. All players will go through that stretch, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks at times, where they just don't shoot the ball well. But the one thing about Wilkins, you know he's going to stay in the gym afterwards. He's going to get extra shots up, and he's always going to be fundamentally sound. So when you do that, when you're fundamentally sound to start, you always give yourself a chance to be successful.
And finish this sentence, G-Man. Shooters gotta
continue to shoot. Shoot to get hot, shoot to stay hot.
Thunder has scored on its last 3 possessions.
And then Wilcox check every now and again.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Wilcox measuring. Verjo missed everything. Serbiak collecting on the far side. Drifting into the corner. The veteran out of Miami of Ohio looking for Verjo. Shut down by Smith. Foul is called as Verjo goes to the rim on second effort. Not quite 4 minutes into the second quarter. The Thunder representing in front of this sellout crowd. In the early stages of the second quarter, I see no smiles. I see no high fives. I see no chest bumping. Russell Westbrook, Chris Wilcox and company understand that they are here to play 48.
You could tell, you could just feel that the focus is a little bit higher. The concentration level is a little bit higher. And I'm going to go back to the fact that Scott Brooks started Desmond Mason and Nick Collison. Those two, when you talk about a lunch bucket approach, those are the guys that epitomize that. And it's become contagious because everyone's picking up their defense. They're active in the passing lanes. And that's what you have to be. I guarantee you on that Cleveland side of the ball, they're saying this is not the team that we beat by 25 points earlier in the year. And it's not the same team. These guys have really stepped up their game. They've recommitted themselves, and they're playing better basketball, much better basketball.
Bring your lunch bucket because it's going to be an all-day job. Verjo tipping the ball away. Now Watson's going to have to hurry. They're going to trap him. This is good defensive play here because the shot clock is winding down. Smith going to put it on the floor, have it knocked away by Williams.
Got to get it
up. Going to take it straight to the rack. My goodness. Has he made a rubber?
Got to be, because he bent down on the floor, picked that one up, and before anybody could react, he was at the basket.
He threw my back out looking at that.
That was nice to see Joe get an easy one because he's kind of struggled here early in the ball game.
Williams triggers short. Again, a tough shot. Contested shots tonight. Thunder's done a terrific job of that. Westbrook swatted by Verjo from the backside. Turned around, said something to him.
Russell Westbrook never saw Verjo coming. Good pursuit of the basketball on the part of the Cavs.
Probably something along the lines of that won't happen again. James back for Serbiak. James with 12 points in the first quarter. Only played 17 minutes against the Thunder in November. Smith along the baseline, triggering long. Williams does a nice job of screening Westbrook away from the rebound. He's the only Thunderman to have a chance. Ogakis left alone. Verjo, great find on the backside. Verjo screaming that he got fouled. No call. Wilkins in transition for three.
The confidence of Wilkins to shoot the basketball, even when you're struggling, stay fundamentally sound. You're going to get the next one. That's the mark of a good shooter. You always think the next one's going to go in. The Cavs have to feel pretty good about themselves too. LeBron James out of the ball game for some significant minutes, and yet it's a tie ball game. Or better yet, up by 3 on the Thunder. So nothing's hurt if you're the Cavs at this point when you have LeBron James, who sat for quite a few minutes.
And that's their 5th three-point basket of the night.
And I think it also speaks to the fact that this team, the Cavs, are built and geared to play at stretches without LeBron James.
So they practice this thing called a three-man weave.
Did that look like it?
Yeah. It's funny, LeBron is kind of barking at his coach. But it's Scotty Brooks that needs timeout. Maybe he was barking at the official. He thought he was fouled underneath. Sometimes you got to give the other guy credit.
How easy was that layup? Great block. Nice shot by Wilkins. Teeing it up from the long range.
The big fundamental and the San Antonio Spurs, talking about Tim Duncan, of course. Tickets available up in Loud City starting at $10. Tickets by calling 405-208-HOOP or on the website thunder.nba.com. Damian Wilkins, he hits that three in rhythm. You know whose bread and butter that is? Ray Allen of the Boston Celtics. They were teammates in Seattle, and Ray taught Damian a lot of that sort of thing. What to do, how to handle certain situations. Ray understands, and Damian has come to, that if you come in transition and hit a three-point shot on a guy like that, it's daggers. And what you can do to alter a guy's psyche or the flow of the game. Wilkins taking a page out of Ray Allen's book there.
You know, I like to hear stories like that where veterans pass along that great knowledge of the game, and Damian Wilkins, the recipient of it, and making it work for him here tonight.
I got to tell you something. I think Smith ought to get 2 field goal attempts on that shot because Verjo blocked it. And the ball basically stayed on Joe's fingertips. He stayed with the shot and ties the game again with his second basket. Blocking foul called on Green. James starts to turn the corner, and again, they loved him in pregame introductions, but this is definitely a Thunder crowd tonight.
I like the way Jeff Green got out here. He showed on the screen and roll there, tried to get the call.
Lowered his shoulder.
And
I'm sorry, am I whining?
Just a step slow.
Am I whining?
No, you're not whining because it was just a step slow, but the fact of the matter is you like to see a guy like Jeff Green who's so dedicated to playing defense.
Staying up on him.
So you don't want to give him too much room to operate because he's got so many weapons in his arsenal. You want to crowd him, give him one way to go, and force a tough shot by LeBron James.
He's missed at least 3 shots in a row, too.
Well, I think the length of Jeff Green will bother LeBron James.
Wilcox trying to get in. Wallace just a little bit quicker to it. Wallace, James, West, Serbiak, and Verjo here with the ball in his hands along the baseline. Almost a little bit too sweet, a little bit too pretty out of bounds.
See, that's where LeBron is dangerous because you got him on the fast break with a head full of steam, so you have to run to him, and that leaves Verjo with a wide open shot.
Okay, let's see here. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's very tough. You know what? I actually think it's a good call by Monty McCutcheon. I thought Jeff Green may have had last touch.
That's when I don't want to be an official, when I have to make a call like that.
Oh, man. There's 3 pairs of hands in there. West feeding Wallace. Wallace with the hook, and he scores. He's made all 3 of his shots. 6 points for Big Ben.
I don't think it could have made it any easier for Ben Wallace there. Just take the ball to the basket, and nice right-hand layup.
Smith, Westbrook, Durant, Wilcox, and Green. Mason about to check back in for Oklahoma City. Serbiak leaves his feet.
Got to go. Shot clock down.
Westbrook knows it. Wallace with another rebound is 4. 18-13, the Thunder's advantage on the glass.
That's a big-time advantage. You need that. You have to have that battle won on the glass if you're ever going to have a chance to win the ball game.
Oh. We're going to call Smith for the foul, and Scott Brooks can't believe it. He said he didn't touch him.
That deserves a replay. Can we go to the booth, have the officials put the, what is that, black cape over him like the NFL and actually find out and see what happened?
Oh, my goodness. That's an unforced error.
See, I don't think that's fair when an offensive player tries to split the defense and he loses the basketball. There should be no call. You can't, if you try to get your body through that small space and you can't, you throw the ball through it and you lose it, that's a turnover.
That is a heady play. You saw Wally Szczerbiak. Basically, that's Kobe Bryant's signature move right there. What you just saw. Get the guy to leave his feet. Then you lunge forward, make contact. He's off his feet. It's his foul. You're going to the line. Although in Szczerbiak's case, hold on a second.
Well, once you leave your feet, you're at the mercy of the offensive player.
And Wally's an 84% free throw shooter. So that's a move you want to make.
And because he's a good shooter, you have to respect the fact that he's going to take that shot.
Collison back on the floor for Smith.
The use of the ball fake, the shot fake, is underrated. I used it all the time. I mean, I pump fake 3, 4, 5 times until I got the defensive player to leave his feet, and then I go to the basket. So it works.
And you know, Szczerbiak's been up and down too in the run of play. Field goal shooting's been a little inconsistent the last week or so. So hey, get to the line. You know you're gonna be pretty solid there.
Yeah, that definitely, it always helps your cause if you can get to the free throw line and take the easy bunnies.
Delonte West checking Westbrook, who gives it up to Collison. Nick was 5 out of 5, perfect the other night. Collison 2 out of 2 here. That's a pretty good little run for the veteran out of the University of Kansas.
Good run and a tough shot by Collison. That shot is very tough, about 7 feet away from the basket to go switch.
Very sharp. Tips the rebound to Durant. 11 assists on 17 makes, 11 on 18. 17 makes for Oklahoma City. Moving the basketball around. Desmond losing control, but out to Green for 3. Collison with another offensive rebound. Durant, count it this time. Another triple play for the Thunder. Assist to Collison. You see the salute there too.
Oh, I'll tell you what, these guys are really feeling confident right now. You know, in that San Antonio game just a week ago, we talked about how the Thunder had enough respect that they were the Spurs, but you know what? It's time to play the game, and I think the same thing is happening here. It's LeBron James and company, but hey, this is the NBA. Let's get it on. Let's play, and the Thunder came to play tonight.
Monty McCutcheon says Green pushed Wallace before Wallace shoved Green across the baseline. So it stays on this end. Time taken. Thunder on the high side late first half. Working the glass as we swing into the fast break of the game, brought to you by Foot Locker. Nike basketball never stops at the House of Hoops by Foot Locker. Westbrook to Durant for the finish.
Right into your what?
How about right into your lazy boy?
There you go.
How about KD's Foot Locker commercial where he talks about 14, being 14, living at the gym, how his grandma used to bring him food down there. I think it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but I love the punchline. Could have used a pillow. Sleeping at the gym. Could have used a pillow.
Yeah, brought food and everything, but where's the pillow?
I think his new shoe, he's from the Washington area, as is Jeff Green, as is Delonte West, by the way. I think they all know each other a little bit. Man, Ben Wallace saying free throw shooting is not his forte. But his new shoe, Durant's, debuts next week in the D.C. area. In fact, we'll be in Washington next Saturday night.
How appropriate. Great marketing by somebody. I guess it wasn't us.
Wallace misses both. Durant with another rebound. He's been averaging 8 a game. He has 4.
Wallace missed both. Oh, here's my surprise look.
Yeah. Offensive foul as Westbrook got the elbow up. Williams looked like somebody had crushed his larynx. And we're going the other way. And that is only the 4th turnover of the night on the first 3. Cleveland has scored 6 points. So basically they're getting something out of it every time. That's why the fact that they've limited it to 4 is a good thing. Again, Cleveland, best in the league.
Thunderheads, let me hear you
Next best, scoring 20 points a game off of opponent turns.
They're going to drop the ball into LeBron James in the post to try to get him an easy bucket here.
Mason, though, with him like white on rice.
Should be a double team. Here's Westbrook.
They get it outside. Williams. Long dose.
The Cavaliers definitely expect LeBron James to get double teamed. That's a play for them. If he gets double teamed, the ball has to move around the perimeter to find an open player.
Durant measuring James. Contact, no call. Durant backs him up and then attacks and scores. Plus, oh no! They're calling it an offensive foul.
Oh man, it looked like he went and got the contact from Big Z. But to give the defense credit, he beats LeBron James, but there's Big Z there to take the contact.
He was set outside the watch. Watch his tippy toes. He's set. He is set. That's a good call.
That is a good call. You have to give the defense credit when it's due. That was a good call by the official. Big Z got outside that restricted area, had both feet set.
And great work by our crew to show that. James, short, gets the offensive rebound. Cleveland's first of the night and puts it back.
Yeah, surprisingly, their first offensive rebound of the night, when last year they were league best 13 offensive rebounds for 15-second chance points per night.
Now what we need wireless monitors here in the Ford Center so that our crowd, I mean, they're given, hey, I love the passion, I love the emotion, but they're giving the officiating crew the business right now. But if they had wireless monitors, if they were watching Thunder TV, they would know that that was a decent call. I guess the other thing is that there was a cumulative effect because there have been a couple that have gone the Cavaliers' way that folks around here thought should have been something different.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. But hey, if I'm the Thunder players, I say get as loud as you can. I don't care if you're booing the officials. I don't care who you're booing. Make noise. Make this a tough place to play.
There's a Fanny in every seat here tonight. 19,000 plus, standing room only. They haven't announced the attendance yet, but you can just look up here and, I mean, man, they are in the cheapest of the cheap seats in Loud City.
Well, right now, Delonte West is guarding Kevin Durant. They've got to expose this mismatch. He's got to run right to the post right now.
Smith double clutching, knocking it down.
Well, that's just as good as Joe Smith is going to shoot 17 feet.
Were they cheating knowing that Durant was on that offside, so they left a little bit of space and a seam for Smith?
Well, actually, it was just poor rotation. They were ready to double team Kevin Durant, and doing so readily available that they left Joe Smith open, and that's a no-no.
Yeah, they're booing LeBron every time he touches the ball. Although he's scored consecutive baskets here after missing a few in a row. He's got 18 points. Mo Williams is called for the foul, and the derisive cheer here.
Guess that's the retribution that the fans here were looking for.
Durant, that's a good sign. Durant talking to Alandis Poole, and you know, you make him think about a thing or two. Talk to him.
There he is in the post. Right now, you got to go. Double team. Somebody's going to be open here.
Nice cut. Mason the cutter of Goskis with the foul. Mason to the free throw line.
When you're aware of the double team, all you have to do is be patient. Guys are going to have to move without the basketball. Just a nice basket cut by Mason. Good find by Durant.
All right, that's a pick and foul. They actually called Ben Wallace, but it could have easily been Ilgauskas. I'll tell you, Mason, though, delivering a blow down there.
He did. He went in there very, very aggressive and drew the contact. I mean, actually initiated the contact, and that's what you have to do. You have to take the shot blocker's ability to jump, and the way you do that is you go right into him.
Mason against Toronto, season highs, 10 rebounds and 4 assists in 37 minutes. Again, all of those season highs. Every game, Grant, he's doing something, except sometimes making free throws, but there's another offensive rebound, the 7th of the night for the Thunder. Smith with his 3rd overall. West, 5 seconds difference between game and shot clock. Here comes Smith to set the pick. Durant falls, loses the basketball to Wallace. West on the run out, looking over at LeBron, says, I'm going to finish it myself. 5-point lead. Watson with time. And the putback. get a chance. The Thunder will go into the locker room down 5, but that's a whole lot better than 34. November 26th, Cleveland had a 34-point lead on this team. It was the largest halftime lead in franchise history.
Well, they can't be content with playing it close here for 2 quarters. They've got to be able to come out in the 3rd quarter now and get that same type of energy, extend the defensive pressure, and withstand the big 3rd quarter run by the Cavs.
Good shooting both sides, scrappy rebounding, good ball movement, helping the Thunder. Great point, Brent, and when you consider that LeBron 18 points, but everybody who has played for Cleveland, as we look at our first half stats, which has me thinking Arby's, everybody who has played for Cleveland has scored tonight. Everybody who has played for Oklahoma, it's easy for me to say, Oklahoma City, it's too cold outside. Everybody but Wilcox has scored for the Thunder as well.
Well, balanced scoring on the part of the Thunder because they've been able to spread the wealth through the double team situation, moving the basketball on the perimeter. On the side for the Cavs, LeBron has dominated the basketball. 14 attempts in the half. The next guy with only 5. Again, that tells me that they're not really sharing the basketball. LeBron James has been the dominant force of this team.
Points in the paint, 22-18 in the Cavaliers' favor. Fast break points, 10-7. Here's what you need to worry about. The Thunder turning the ball over a half dozen times in the first half, and Cleveland scoring every time. 12 points, 2 points for every turn.
Well, you've got to keep that down, especially the 3rd quarter, where they make a very strong push, the Cavaliers do, to try and push the game away and open it up. So you've got to protect the ball, run your offense, and be almost methodical if you can find a mismatch in that post area like they found in the 1st quarter.
James by the numbers, 8 of 14 from the floor. Got a couple of guys in Wallace and West who have not missed. Kevin Durant with 11 points and 3 of 9 shooting. Perfect 4 attempts from the free throw line. 4 rebounds as well. Got a steal. Cleveland blocked 3 shots, and as they get ready to go, James with a pretty intense conversation with his teammates, basically kind of looked like we were saying, all right, let's quit fooling around here, let's get to work.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like, but here's Delonte West guarding Kevin Durant again. I think you have to expose that mismatch.
Jeff Green checked by James with Williams double teaming. Mason stepping back along the baseline. Look at LeBron come from nowhere after the rebound, and it is out of bounds to Cleveland.
Well, that time they tried to get the ball to Mason, who has Ben Wallace guarding him. The thought was Mason could take Wallace off the dribble, but he settled for the 15-foot jump shot. Not a bad way to go, but I think it's still better. There's a better advantage with Mason or Delonte West guarding Kevin Durant.
Green switching to West. West leans in, backs out, fires from the elbow, and scores. Delonte West perfect tonight. 4 out of 4, 8 points.
Nice stop and pop.
But
Kevin Durant says, touche, I can do the same thing.
That's a great way to respond. Better. Durant with 13 points now. West with season highs against Minnesota, then Denver. He has not missed tonight. All for deuces. He's 5 of 5 for 10 points. He had 22 the other night at Denver after scoring 21 at Minnesota. LeBron overplaying that passing lane. Giving some of those folks what they paid their good money to come see.
He turned his back just to kind of throw Kevin Durant off just a little, to think he was going to go in the painted area. And he fooled everybody, came right back and stole it.
Westbrook scores.
That's the court savvy defensively by LeBron James.
Westbrook in double digits, 10 points, 4 of 8 shooting. He's got 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Nice line for the rookie out of UCLA. West going to curl off that screen, shut down by Durant. Wallace from the same spot, a little bit long. Durant with his 5th rebound.
Nice contesting of that shot by Westbrook. He's going to try a shot of his own there.
Westbrook hit a 3 earlier. He's a 25% three-point shooter. Green for 3. He's much better. Long Deuce had his toes on the line. Works out just fine, though. 1 point here or there. You get it back later. Green with 11 points. His 6th consecutive game in double-figure scoring for the first time in his career.
Wow, that's a good basket there. Good hustle play by the Thunder to get Jeff Green an attempt at the basket.
And one at Ilgauskas, too. Zydrunas Ilgauskas, 2 out of 5 tonight. Shoots 53% on the season.
See, they're not going to double team this. They're going to let James play Mason in the low post. That's why that's not really an advantage there, because you don't create a double team situation.
Ilgauskas trying to hang on to it and cannot. Nick Collison bothering Ilgauskas and helping to blow up that play. 5 turnovers on the night. Collison, let's take a look. Just an heroic effort for Nick. The other night, 5 of 5 from the floor, 9 rebounds. And his last 5 games, 10 and 8, 2 and 8. Okay, but he got the 8 rebounds. 10 and 8, 8 and 5 with 3 blocks, and then 10 and 9 last time in the win against Toronto. He has really been playing terrific basketball.
Yeah, and he has the numbers, but to tell you the truth, the fact of the matter is, Nick Collison, Desmond Mason, the play that you just saw Nick Collison make, he'll make that play in the 4th quarter where he makes an impact on the game, and not necessarily because he scores points. He plays defense the way it's supposed to be played. He went right through on that deny on the high side and caused that turnover. Here's
how Westbrook stacks up against some of the other members of the class of 2008. He splits the difference on the free throws. Cavaliers have, after scoring on 7 straight possessions going back to the end of the first half, they've missed on their last 3. James behind the back. Ilgauskas can't pay it off. He's having a tough night. 2 out of 6. In transition, Westbrook off the hands of Green as Mason tried to make the extra pass. Cleveland is perfect scoring off of Thunder turnovers tonight. 16 off of 8.
Nifty move by Mo Williams. Caught Collison backpedaling and actually left Nick no recourse but to kind of concede the layup.
There's that trap, but Ilgauskas can't get that far over. Boy, that's a nice little move, and we haven't seen too much of that as Grant spins baseline and knocks it down from 15.
Well, you saw the 7-foot big Zydrunas Ilgauskas coming from the top side. Why not go to the weak side where you've got a 6'1" guard in Delonte West? Right over the top, Kevin Durant.
West steps back, misses his first field goal of the night. Mason going to put the move on, goes inside, contact. Out of bounds to the Thunder. Big Ben Wallace. Seems like he's been around forever. 13 seasons he's now in the league out of Virginia Union. That championship equation with the Detroit Pistons. James bothering Green out of bounds. Last touch by White, says both officials. I guess that would be say both officials. Take another look.
Again, this is one of those plays where I don't want to be the official. Right off Jeff Green's hip.
Good call.
They were right.
West. Wallace can't pay it off.
We always wonder, why do you try that play right there? Why not hold around with the basketball and go back up if you're Ben Wallace? But hey, luckily for us, Westbrook comes up with it, coast to coast, easy layup. That's what you're supposed to do. I thought Wallace would have done the same thing.
Westbrook with 13 points now. James, what a nifty move, man. I mean, he goes right, steps left.
That was great body control. Thunder was set up to take that charge. He saw it at the last minute and just sidestepped it, almost like a running back.
Mason having a little trouble in the trees right now. Thunder with the 4th turnover of the quarter, and Cleveland just about perfect. 18 points off of 10 turnovers. So many other things going right, and you know, it's the one thing, there's always a quarter where something goes a little kafooey. James, boy, in hockey they call that a deep. That one I was wearing at halftime was all sweated up. Merry Christmas to you. Happy Hanukkah, if that is your tradition. From the crew here at Thunder TV, these guys that we're looking at right now, they give us the gift of great television every night here at the Ford Center, and I am delighted to be part of that team, I promise you.
How about the camera being gift wrapped? You tell me that those guys aren't in the Christmas spirit.
One of our guys actually strung lights on it.
It's great. It really is. It's a joy to work around people like that. That's a nice shot there. That's a nice camera. I mean, when you have people that are into the season and just fun to be around, fun people to work with, that's all you can really ask for in the workplace, is somebody or a good environment to work in, and we have that here. It's great.
Amen, really, brother. By the way, at the end of the broadcast, we're going to introduce you to our families, folks.
Okay.
Westbrook looking for Collison inside, got position on Ilgauskas and scores, even though Wallace comes to crack down on it.
Well, he got that shot off between Big Z and Wallace. I mean, just shimmied it up on the glass exactly where it had to go.
Thunder shooting 6 of 9 here in the quarter. Cavaliers 6 of 11. Williams for 3. Rebound tip to West.
Good defense by Durant.
Boy, missed it. Look at Westbrook. Knew where he was going. Mo Williams. Hey, wait a minute. Did he have control of that? No. No backcourt violation. Wallace can't pay it off. Skipped by Green. 2-on-1 the other way. James can only look on.
Nice
Durant finishes.
Nice 2-on-1. Russell Westbrook drew LeBron James. That left the avenue wide open for Durant.
Thunder now with 10 points off the Cavaliers, 6 turnovers. Oklahoma City is actually almost perfect as well when Cleveland gives it up. James to West for 3. Count it.
Don't think that's not a set play. When LeBron James drives to the basket and the defender comes over to stop that, he's taught to throw that ball in the corner. Shooters are there.
His 4th assist of the night. I mean, he averages 27.5 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. He's got 4 helpers, but only 1 rebound tonight off the ball. Now, defensive 3-second violation is called against Ilgauskas.
Ilgauskas was concerned about the fact that Jeff Green had Delonte West posted up. Durant was looking inside to throw the ball in anticipation. Big Z got the infraction.
Mike Brown quickly becoming a veteran. You know, he's one of these guys, he's a new school guy. He started out as a video coordinator. He played a little bit in college, but he did not come up as a coach into the NBA. He was the film guy, basically.
You see, if you're a video guy, film guy, you've seen enough basketball, enough X's and O's to know how to run plays and how to set offenses and defenses.
Nick Collison, very heady player, knows what Cleveland will do against the pick and roll, moves his body in such a way that he's able to pay it off, scores. Man, he hasn't missed the last 2 nights. 5 of 5 on Friday, 4 of 4 here, 8 points to go along with 4 rebounds. Serbiak driving and kicking. Pavlovich avoiding Green, steps inside, knocks it down from 18. Durant. Green. 3.
The motion of Jeff Green, the confidence in which he shot the ball, when it left his hands, I knew it was going in, and so did Jeff.
Green with 14 points. The Thunder 5 out of 9 beyond the arc. James. Here comes the scramble. Pavlovich saving. Durant bumping West, who throws it up, knowing that if he continues his motion, he's got a chance to make it a 3-point play against the odds. But a heady play by Delonte West. It's on sort of a self-confessed former punk from Washington's inner city. Durant and Green were suburban kids.
Okay.
Delonte West tells a story about how he used to go heckle players. His mom worked at a hotel in the housekeeping department where visiting teams would stay when they came to play Georgetown.
Wow.
and he would go and heckle players. They'd get tickets, and he'd go down there and give guys the business.
That's a funny one. And how about now he's in the business and people are heckling him.
Right. He had a weird moment. 4-3. Delonte West knocking it down. I don't remember Delonte hitting the three as well as he has this season, but when you look at his numbers, he's up all the way across the board. Points, shooting percentages, his free throws much better. Smith can't pay off the feed from Mason.
Got to get here to LeBron. He can take off with the quickness here.
Smith jumps out and then is basically given the three-point line. Look at the move that West makes to score. Delonte West, 21 at Minnesota, 22 at Denver. He's got 18. And we have almost 3 minutes to play in the third quarter tonight.
And LeBron James really trusting in his teammates in this third quarter, passing up a lot of shots to get his teammates open looks.
Pavlovich grabs Durant. You know, I got another story about Iverson, or Delonte West and Iverson. It kind of comes into the way Delonte's playing tonight. We'll get to that when we come back. In the quarter for Cleveland, and he has helped the Cavaliers keep the Thunder at bay. He tells a story about going to see Allen Iverson play one time when he was a kid, and Iverson was already well established in college, and he said he remembers yelling at him, "I'm going to fry you, Iverson, I'm going to fry you." And so what a moment the first time that Delonte West comes into the NBA and faces Iverson in a game.
I wonder, does Iverson remember this kid?
I don't think so.
Wow.
Somebody ought to remind him.
How do you grow up to be a heckler?
He grew up in a tough neighborhood. I mean, projects and everything. Family was moving all the time. He's quite a story.
You know what? He's a pretty good artist. He draws quite a bit. And it's probably the place that he goes for solace when he can get to his pad and pencil and start drawing.
5 to shoot for the Thunder. Smith not the primary option. Durant was covered. Green going to step back and score.
That's when you got it going.
Jeff Green, 16 points tonight. Well, he really suffered at Cleveland, but remember, that was his second game at the 4. LeBron gets poked in the eye. Incidental contact. He fires the baseball pass into the post. Verjao fouled by Durant. James is in some discomfort here.
Hey, did you see Jeff Green, though? I'm not going to stop playing because you get poked in the eye. LeBron's looking for the call, and Jeff Green is still harassing him, and that's what you're supposed to do. No respect. That goes out of the window when we take the floor. Hey, I know who you are, LeBron James, and we're on my home court right now.
Play to the whistle.
Earn it, baby.
Play to the whistle. Let's take a look here. Oh, yeah. You know what? I mean, he cocked him, but it looked like he about put his eye out the way that he responded to that. Of course, you know,
LeBron's setting up for another call. I guarantee you is what he's doing.
Well, yeah. You know what? He's talking about working with Ice Cube to make a movie about his life. LeBron's not Ice Cube. Wow. His story could be inspirational to children across America.
Or maybe he's already starting his acting. Maybe he's going to play himself, because that was pretty good acting right there.
Smith going to post up. Verjao. James.
Good hustle by Green.
How about that? And Smith wisely getting back out. Wilkins a little bit long. Green battling. Firing it off the Cavaliers. Thunder ball.
How about that single hustle by Jeff Green? A one-man wrecking crew.
And you know what I think? LeBron goes in there like, all right, now you've done ticked me off. But Green is going, I don't care.
Exactly.
I don't care.
Look at Jeff, just tenacious after this thing.
Unlucky. Off the inbounds. Green firing the ball through the post, out of bounds, and barking at Pat. You know what? Oklahoma City has gotten into his head.
Gotten into his head and gotten under the skin of the Cavaliers. Now they've got to capitalize on it.
Watson dropping the dime on Smith, clearing a little bit of space. Joe not having a great night from the floor. 3 out of 11 shooting.
That is not typical of Joe Smith, believe me.
From way downtown, Verjao saves it. Smith shooting 49% on the season. To your point. LeBron, boy, through the legs into the corner. Serviak for three. Biggest lead of the night now for Cleveland here in the final minute of the third quarter.
You got to take the ball right now to Kevin Durant. He's got Pavlik on him. Take him in the low post. Work him over.
Steps right back and scores over the server.
Work him over. I mean, go right back to him.
Durant, 7 consecutive games at 20 points or more. He's at 20 right now. 7 of 13 shooting, 5 of 5 from the line, 5 rebounds. I think this move to the three has really agreed with both him and Green in the end. +1 for James.
If you're going to foul LeBron James, as strong as he is, you've got to wrap him up. You don't even let him get an attempt at the basket. Much too physical, much too strong. No ticky-tack foul. He's going to play through that.
I want to welcome in the fans watching this one tonight from the Ford Center in Oklahoma City on NBA TV. Glad to have you alongside Brian Davis, Grant Long, and Brent Weber. Thunder TV. James completing the three-point plays, got 25 on the night. LeBron James comes into this ball game with 3 consecutive 30-point games. He's hit 43 times this year. He's got 25 right now on 11 of 19 shooting. Only 1 rebound tonight, but 6 assists as he has found other ways to help the Cavaliers get it done. Time running out, clock awareness. Damian Wilkins glancing iron as at the last moment he spins and shoots, and the Cavaliers win the third quarter, extend a single-digit lead to their biggest of the night with a 13-4 run down the stretch here in the third quarter. Whatever your tradition may be, the blessings of the season to you as we start the fourth quarter. Kevin Durant with 9 of his 20 points in the third quarter. Russell Westbrook working on a double-double, 13 points and 10 assists, and he's limited the turnovers, 3 on the night. Earl Watson providing support off the bench. Watson will run the show. Westbrook playing the 2 guards. Smith, Durant, and Damian Wilkins on the floor for the Thunder as we start the fourth quarter. James going to find Verjo on the backside. Gets the offensive rebound, only his 2nd of the night.
Got to send help right now.
Wilkins knocks the ball away. Smith calling it out. Daniel Gibson back from time lost to an injury, knocked to the floor. He's going to shoot 3.
You know what was big about that play? This is a confidence play for the Cavaliers. LeBron James got to the dotted line, had a nice shot. This is a shot that he can make regularly. Passes it off to Daniel Gibson. What that does for the confidence of this ball club, you'll never know. It just speaks wonders and gives confidence to his ball club. He knows, LeBron knows that he'll need these guys come playoff time to make those shots.
It's an awareness of clock and score. You're up 10. So, okay, if it doesn't work out, okay. You still got a comfortable lead.
He's almost the coach on the floor right now because he's the psychiatrist also, because he's building confidence with his teammates.
He's over there talking with Mike Brown. I asked Mike tonight, okay, this is your hide the crack pipe question of the week. But is it ever possible, would you be surprised to see LeBron James average a triple-double in the course of the season before his time is done? And Mike said, you know, there's so many things, playing more games, people come to you that defend you differently than, for instance, they defended Oscar Robertson back when he averaged a triple-double for his career. But Mike says, you know, if there's a guy's going to do it, it's going to be LeBron James.
Yeah, and I would agree with him. And he gets a knock a lot of times, LeBron James does, because he definitely passes up the ball. Sometimes they criticize him for being too unselfish.
Verjo with the rebound.
But that's okay because he's working the psyche of his teammates. And I would rather have my superstar player be unselfish enough to have a trust and confidence in his teammates than shoot the ball every time.
Mo Williams. James laughing at Mo Williams, telling him, get back there. Just set yourself up and take your shot. James a good listener, too.
Well, absolutely. We've seen him knock that shot down a few times already tonight. And that's where an area of his game that he's gotten so much better at.
And Wilkins triggering. Smith fouled as he contests the rebound. Vericho got him.
Number 17, Anderson Vericho. Second, Kings first.
Here's one of the things that you take a look at when the Thunder goes to the lineup that includes Collison and Mason to start the game. Then what do you have coming off the bench? You know, are you picking your poison after effect because you're maybe not going to get the same lift that those guys can get you as reserves?
Well, I think what you're doing when you bring Collison and Mason to start the ball game, you almost force Durant, Green, and Westbrook to up their ante because you don't have to run offense for Desmond Mason and Collison. Now, when Wilcox and Wilkins come in the ball game, those are guys you have to get shots for. So you kind of take some of the responsibility off Westbrook, Durant, and Green. So it's just a mixture of what you want at that particular time.
Moving screen. Called against Vericho. He's got 3. Joe Smith still on the floor now with 4. Earl Watson. Thunder's bench 6 of 19, 6 of 20 in the run of play. Wilcox has only played 7 minutes tonight. Westbrook going to challenge Gibson. Wilkins finding Westbrook. Shot won't fall, but he goes to the free throw line. Vericho can't believe it. He's got 4. 2 in a hurry here.
Well, Damian Wilkins got caught on the baseline and picked up his dribble. Made a nice pivot. Westbrook recognized it. Just made a nice cut to the basket.
Moving without the ball, understanding, trusting, getting to know your teammates, moving without the ball. That's something that has improved drastically. And you got to remember, it's going to take time for Westbrook, the rookie point guard, playing in his first NBA season out of UCLA.
Sure, heads up too, because again, he recognized, one of the only players to recognize the distress of Wilkins. He had picked his dribble up and was getting ready to be double teamed. So just a good basket cut by Westbrook.
So it's back to single digits. Thunder'd like to get a stop here. James getting to work. 27 points in the game. Driving and kicking. And you do not see Serbiak do that very often.
And LeBron looks over at Mike Brown as if to say, hey, what do you want me to do? I put the ball right in his hands. He lets it go out of bounds.
Watson shows. Kicks it out. Wilkins for 3.
See, right now everything is on the perimeter for the Thunder. You got to get something going to the basket. There's no shot blocker in the ball game for the Cavs. Westbrook, who's in the game, he can get to the basket. Somebody has to take the initiative and start driving the ball to the basket.
Serbiak for 3. Vericho contesting. It's out of bounds to Oklahoma City. He's trying to tell Curtis Blair, hey, he's wrapping him up. Well, I didn't see it, but that's the way you played down there, isn't it?
Hey, all-out hustle, man. Every play, every shot's a missed shot. It's the way I looked at it. Every time somebody on my team shot the ball, I looked at it, hey, it was going to miss, so I went to the offensive glass. Every shot's a missed shot.
Durant.
And anything around the basket is a dunk for Kevin Durant.
It's like the parting of the Red Sea. 11 assists now for Westbrook.
Oh, what it must be like to be 6'10" and agile like Kevin Durant. Must be it's a special gift, I can tell you that.
Like the Foot Locker, the Nike commercial. You know, all that time he spent in the gym when he was 14 years old paid off.
Oh, absolutely. He's a treat to watch because, and here's the thing, you have not seen, not even close to what this guy is going to become in the NBA.
This guy who really understands what it's all about, takes care of his body. He's got his own personal chef. James having to work for it inside.
Lefty too. That's goes to show you how gifted he is as well.
Told the Cleveland Plain Dealer yesterday, I'll consider signing an extension to stay in Cleveland and end all this madness about where I'm going to go as a free agent in 2010.
He made a decision as to what to do once he got up in the air.
Oh, he's always thinking Okay, if I were in the slam dunk contest right now, what would I be doing? 31 points, 4 consecutive 30-point games for LeBron. Kevin Durant has been doing what he can. Right now, Durant sitting on 22 points. The Thunder, though, down 13. Figured they're going to spend enough time together. Maybe they've got a good relationship. Let's put that to LeBron. How do you guys get along, you and Durant?
It's pretty solid. I can say that, you know, anytime Kevin needs anything from me, he can easily give me a call or any advice or anything, you know, and I've let him know that when he was coming out of college that, you know, I wanted to help him because, you know, being a #1 pick and try to, you know, save a franchise, I've been in that position. So, you know, I think our relationship is pretty solid.
James now in his 6th season out of St. Vincent St. Mary High School in Akron, Ohio. Of course, Kevin Durant just a year removed from his final season at Montrose Christian High School before he went to the University of Texas, and in his 1 season there won the Wooden Award and was generally regarded as the finest collegiate player in the United States. All right. Still working on the mascot here. We understand that that development process is going along quite well, but bump and grind Santa in the house tonight at the Ford Center. Cavaliers off the miss, looking to extend what currently is their largest lead of the night at 13 points. Thunder 1 of 5, Cavaliers 3 of 5. LeBron has 6 of Cleveland's 7 points in the quarter. Gibson. LeBron just raised up on the other side, stuck out 3 fingers. As soon as the ball left Gibson's hands, LeBron knew it was good and give him an assist on that basket, his 6th. 3 ball for Russell Westbrook. That's his 2nd of the night, and let's not lose sight of the fact that coming into the ball game, he was 9 of 36 on the season.
Well, they left him wide open, left him no alternative but to take the 3-point shot.
James directing traffic. Basically rope-a-doping Mason, and that's just a matter of is the shot going to fall or not. 14 of 22 is James, but Durant going to work. Shoots it over Gibson, triggers just a little bit long. KD 8 of 16 now on the night. At this point, Cleveland can afford to slow it down and play that half-court game with this 12-point advantage as we reach the midpoint of the quarter.
And this is where Big Z comes in handy, because you talked about slowing the ball game down. You got a nice post player you can throw the basketball to. He can score, get good deep position. If he gets double teamed, he makes the right pass.
Mo Williams had 26 points in Atlanta, and he shot 35% the last 2 games. Tonight he is 6 out of 10, 13 points. Cleveland basketball.
Here's some things that you really don't see when you're talking about watching basketball. Look at the line of sight right here from LeBron and Big Z. Makes a nice pass right over the top for the screen. Gibson knocks down the 3-point shot. That's a set play. That's just something that you go by on your feel.
In soccer, they call that playing the dummy. If there's a guy in the middle in a play like that, and the player on the wing will pass it, and the guy in the middle will go as if he's going to take the pass, and then he just lets it play through. They call it playing the dummy.
Okay, and that's exactly what it was. Big Z standing that made himself useful, set the nice screen.
Look at that. 3rd time we've seen that out of James. Gibson again with 3 as the shot clock ran out. Collison into the basketball game and winning the rebound. The bullet eludes everybody. Thunder did a nice job of protecting the basketball here in the over Oklahoma City tonight. The Cavaliers shooting 58%. 46 for the Thunder, not shabby, but it's been one of those nights again for the Cavs. Now, parents, you want to give your kids the chance to high-five the Thunder as they make their way onto the floor here at the Ford Center. Go to the website, thunder.nba.com. for your chance to win. OG&E will give each winner a pair of tickets and a Thunder high five memory. You, me, and OG&E. Let's stay safe together. I've been watching TV here a little bit since I got to town. How about let's win games together? Nick Collison, 8 points and 5 rebounds. The veteran out of the University of Kansas. Russell Westbrook working on a double-double. $18 points and 11 assists. Jeff Green with 16. Desmond Mason back in the starting lineup. He's the guy tonight because he's guarding LeBron most of the time. He's the guy who's going to have the ugly line in the stat sheet.
Well, absolutely. You won't be able to tell the impact that Desmond made, but the fact of the matter is he's being very physical with LeBron James and making it very difficult for him to get easy baskets.
Westbrook running. Slowed down by Delonte West. Nothing easy. This game tonight, it's Russ's second double-double of his young NBA career. Wallace blows up the pick and roll as Collison has no room down low. Green going to elevate, shoot over James. The rebound snagged by Mo Williams. Who has started all but 2 games in the last 2+ years. Williams acquired in trade from Milwaukee, splitting the double team and scoring.
That's so nice. Mo Williams, that's why they brought him in here at the off-season acquisition, because he's so crafty getting into the lane. If the defense comes, he's able to make the nice pass to the open shooters and relieve LeBron James of a whole lot of ball handling duties as well.
Oh, what a great play by James. Williams on the run out is fouled by Mason. Westbrook took the short end of the contact at the other end of the floor. He is favoring that right wrist. Might have got it jammed in the scramble for the loose ball.
Yeah, that may be a finger that kind of went awry. Maybe poked it against the basketball or caught it in LeBron James' jersey.
We saw a couple of weeks ago. Wow, Williams explored about 345 degrees of the 360 on that rim before the shot fell. And we saw a couple of weeks ago Wilcox just barely grazed the basketball as he tried to stop a guy in the deep post and dislocated the finger.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. Yeah, a lot of force going to that basketball and catching it into an opponent's jersey, and it's a wrap.
Williams has scored Cleveland's last 6 points, and I think what we're seeing here now in the late stages, Westbrook will go to the free throw line. I think you're just beginning to see a contender against a very young team. Too much Cavalier for the Thunder here tonight at the Ford Center. Our floodlight player of the game is that guy right there, Russell Westbrook. 18 and 11 and counting on both categories, and you see that if he gets 12 assists, that'll be a new professional high.
That's the feeling that he's going to get that, and there's plenty more of those types of games in the Russell Westbrook vault in years to come.
Cavaliers they're lost 4 games, only won by double digits. They've been in every basketball game. They've scored 20 points, which is their season average off of Thunder turnovers. Wallace finding Daniel Gibson outside. Mason gets credit for a block.
Wallace really thought he was fouled.
And Monty McCutcheon tees him up. Mo Williams is what a good leader does, good point guard. Now the conversation is, okay, here's what I saw, Monty. And Monty's saying, fine, but you can't make faces at me like that. You can't start waving your arms like that.
And he better be careful, because he's still, as he's going away, giving the gestures as Kevin Durant misses one to the left.
Into the lineup for the Thunder, number 34, Mason, and for Cleveland, number 3, Sasha Pavlovich.
Well, there was a lot of ball But you know what they say, hands proud of the ball. So I've always been taught that. Hands proud of the ball. So I guess you can slap the hand as much as you want.
He's going to slap the hand that feeds you. Out of bounds for the Cavaliers. Let's talk about Cleveland, which will go and play at San Antonio tomorrow night. And the Cavaliers will be home for Christmas. Let's talk about their chances as a contender. They have got so many elements, and I think Mo Williams, you could argue, could be the finishing piece.
Oh, I think so, and I think Mo Williams is added because they got right to the cusp of it with the Boston Celtics. Williams comes in. They're going to see the Celtics again. He's going to have to guard Rajon Rondo, and that will be a great matchup. I think it evens the playing field for the Cavs versus the Celtics. If the championship is going to be won, it's going to go through Boston Celtics. It's going to level the playing field.
The one thing, and this is no disrespect intended whatsoever to Cleveland, is Durant will shoot a pair here. But you got LeBron James and a really fine supporting cast. But in Boston, the Celtics tonight extended their winning streak to 18 games. They're just playing sick basketball right now. And you've got Paul Pierce, who was there. You've got Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen. I mean, that right now, that is the holy trinity in professional basketball.
And you know what makes that winning streak more impressive is the fact that they are the defending champions. And every single game that they play is a big game for somebody. So they've got to defend that every single night.
You talked about smelling the meat cooking. Those guys smell the bacon cooking. They are three veterans. Williams with the three ball. They are three veterans who understand how precious, late in their career, they understand how precious it is to win, how tough it is to repeat. Shoot, last year, their longest winning streak was 10 games. They're playing better basketball than they did a year ago.
If it's possible, but you're right, and they are. You think about the individuals of Nick Collison on the chip shot. If you think about the three players, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen, all three individual players have had successful individual careers, but to come together for something and make something happen from start to finish has been great.
Thunder went before Collison's putback more than 5 minutes without a field goal, which is credit to the Cavaliers defense, because what they did was they kind of mucked it up a little bit. They started jamming the post and also at the same time extending the defense so that they couldn't swing the ball around the perimeter. Westbrook with 22 points now, 7 of 16 shooting. The one thing that has happened here tonight, if you're just looking for how much better is Oklahoma City. Williams with a great effort to try to get the ball back, and look, he gets a hand up from his head coach. That's his coach reaching to get him back.
Anything I can do to help, coach says. Anything I can do.
That's why they love.
Alo Garanti Filo, 90 dakikayı acilen sunabilir miyiz?
Garanti Filo Yönetimi 90 dakikayı sunar.
Garanti Filo Yönetimi. Yerli hakemlerden utanmaya başladı. Alenen puan cetveli yapıyorlar.
Çalmadıkları düdükler meselesinin bu kadar netleştiği bir hafta daha görmedim.
Ve gösterilmeyen kartlar.
Futbol dünyamızda kahramanların genel düzeylerini ve kimler olduklarını da biliyoruz.
Hıncal Uluç kehaneti diye yazın. Bu federasyon sezon sonunu göremez.
Hıncal Uluç, Haşmet Babaoğlu, Mehmet Yılmaz ve Fuat Aktağ ile 90 dakika bu akşam 9'da NTV'de.
Shot here will have to be miraculous, and it is! Terry Mills, 2 seconds, fires. Oh! Distance winner! Set by Roberts, a half-court shot. Yes! Yes! Here it goes! Here it comes to, there it goes in the corner, it's a 3, and it goes, and you gotta love it! He's gonna have to launch one, he gets it away. Yes! Oh, sweet!
Gibson charged with double tag. I think that's what it's about. Desmond and Gibson got into it as Mace walks into Cleveland's huddle as the timeout begins. And I guess Gibson took exception to that as well, you might. 19,136 in the house tonight. Another sellout at the Ford Center where there has not been an attendance lower than 18,000 plus yet this season. Well, the highest season ticket bases in the NBA. Sold out of season tickets, the 14,000 seat allotment in just 4 days. Now, how's it going to go for us? We're going to be away a lot. No, we will be home for Christmas, kind of. We won't be playing at home for Christmas on Tuesday night, and all these games back on cable on Fox Sports Oklahoma. Atlanta on Tuesday, then we'll be with the Pistons on Boxing Day, December 26th. The next night at Washington. And then Phoenix and Golden State come in here next week. A 3-game homestand for the Thunder, and they've got to feel like they owe the Suns something after the Suns came back from 16 down when they were in here a few weeks ago and won that basketball game. Steve Nash single-handedly. Now, you know what? Enough of this. We're going to win this game, and I'm going to take it over. Green for 3. Short. Westbrook's offensive rebounding. What went right here tonight? Offensive rebounding, good ball rotation for long stretches before this guy right here said enough of this. I'm going to take the game over, and LeBron James basically did.
A nice luxury to have when you have LeBron James on your team, who draws so much attention. It's a tough guard, it's a tough cover for any team to guard the Cavaliers when you have LeBron James starting in your lineup. But if you think about it, the first time these two teams met, LeBron James at this point in the game was not in the game. He's on the bench.
West picks the pocket of Westbrook. LeBron James has sat for an entire fourth quarter 6 times. Cavaliers have been up by 20 on 12 of their last 14 opponents, and they might get there tonight, but it would simply be numerics because the Thunder played them just about even, and where it began to separate was Cleveland outscored Oklahoma City 8-2 in the final couple minutes of the second quarter. Then won the third quarter, and then shot clock violation. Then they put down the clamps. James leading the way. Delonte West has scored 18 here tonight. Wasn't shooting the ball well, but has been 20 plus the last couple of nights coming into this one. Mo Williams has had a nice all-around night, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. King James checks out for the remainder. How much better is Oklahoma City? Scott Brooks said, you know, we made an awful lot of guys look like Oscar Robertson when we played there. Guys who only come out for what you call cigar minutes. You know, when you're smoking the victory cigar.
Or waving the white flag.
Now you hear just a little tiny for Darnell Jackson, the rookie out of Kansas, who is from Midwest City. Which, for those not familiar, watching on NBA TV, Midwest City is basically a suburb of Oklahoma City out near Tinker Air Force Base. It is.
And gets right in the game and in the boxes with the foul on Russell Westbrook. So he's in the books now.
Well, no trillion for him. 2 out of 3 from the floor, 5 rebounds on November the 26th. Also committed 3 fouls in 14 minutes. He got great size. That's the guy we told the story in Cleveland. Mike Brown told him, you cannot shoot the 3. The way you shoot the mid-range, the way you're able to get to the basket, you cannot shoot the 3. Westbrook with 23 points. Half dozen off of the NBA high of 30 that he set. There's J.J. Hickson getting a little love from Delonte West. Cleveland's going to go to 23-4 on the season. Durant with the 3, which will affect only the final margin, as the Cavaliers are going to leave Oklahoma City with an 11-point victory. LeBron James with 31 points. LeBron offering up